nice, and it's a pleasure to host you at my Soho. We are doing this podcast, and this is our third season.
Wow.
And so 30 minutes, 30 questions, and let's see what you have in store for
Wonderful.
us.
Excited about this.
Let's fire away.
Yeah.
1969, that's when Durga Seeds started.
Yes.
That's extremely vintage.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Because aapne almost like 65 years?
Yeah.
Damn, this brand is really sustained and old.
Actually, my grandfather was a farmer since the beginning,
Huh.
maybe early 1940s.
Hmm.
He was very popular. He used to grow his own seed and
Hmm.
sell. So he became very popular for his quality.
Hmm.
This brand Durga Seeds was created on his name by his sons.
Okay.
In 1969.
Okay.
And I am the third generation who joined business in 2005
Huh.
after completing my education. And we feel proud because very few of us third generation entrepreneurs are there in the country or in the world.
Absolutely.
You rarely meet family businesses surviving past second generation.
Correct.
Because they end up selling.
Yeah.
We know the startup market now,
Yeah.
which is going around, so everybody gets a good valuation and they opt out for that route.
So that is very interesting to know, because third generation, that means every generation has participated in growth.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Sustained growth.
Yeah.
And every generation has the same intention objective.
Yes.
They're very hard to find.
And when I joined, you get a platform.
Huh.
And I always wanted to put my mark.
Yeah.
That what did I bring to the table? I'm educated. Yeah. And our industry is not easy to be part of, because you have to go in the fields.
Yeah.
So you have to face all kinds of climate. You need to be out there in the hot summers or the cold winters. And we are raised in air conditioners.
Right.
We are that generation, right? Where ACs were in every household. They were common. So to add value to business was the toughest challenge I faced, and I got an opportunity to attend a conference in Malaysia. And that's what gave me my love for travel, gave me the idea that I need to enter the import-export market. So first 2 years I started by importing. But then I realized the value that I have a brand. So I need to export because I have the product. I don't need to import stuff. So slowly and steadily we started exporting. We started with our neighbors, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan. And now I'm proud to say we export to 25 plus countries.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
So in 1969, I read there was just one seed, cauliflower.
Yes.
Or ab kitne products hain?
Now we sell more than 100.
Oh,
yeah, and cauliflower was in fact, my father and grandfather were the first people who produced cauliflower seed in India. Earlier it was imported from Europe. Oh. So my grandfather and my dad and my uncles, they were the first one, they were the pioneers who produced cauliflower seed in collaboration with National Seed Association, National Seed Corporation, India. So they were the first ones to produce seed in Himachal, in India.
Bro, next time I'm having aloo gobi, I will remember that.
So sweet. Thank you. Yeah.
My next question is that you have been involved in multiple ventures. Yeah. Durga Seeds is a settled brand, you mentioned. And then there is Leaf and Life, and there is AllThatGrows.
Yeah.
So you are juggling roles in many aspects. Yeah. Could you share how these ventures stitch together also, and how they're different from each other also?
They're all forward or backward integration.
Correct.
We are the seed man. Right. So Leaf and Life is where I came across this concept of microgreens during my travels abroad. And there's a very, very nice and funny story. We get a small order from a country called Vietnam.
Okay.
It was a very small order. So my manager says, sir, export costs are way more than exporting the product. But I was like, no, let's sell it. And after a month, 2 months, after sending the small order, we get a proper order of a container of radish seeds. So I was like, fine. One container means 20 tons. So I was like, sure. We send it. We were excited. Okay, new country has opened up. After 2 months again, another order. And I was curious that Vietnam is a very small country. And Durga Seeds is also the #1 radish seed seller in India.
Okay.
So probably they researched and they came to us for radish seed. And after sending our second container, I took my manager and we went to Vietnam. यार इतनी मूली का खा रहे भाई, मतलब come on, it's a small country. और हमें लगता है हम मूली के परांठे वाले लोग तो North Indians हैं. But when we went there, their microgreen market is super evolved. They are using microgreens in a lot of dishes. It's actually a part of their daily eating habit.
Okay.
And we visited the microgreen farms. They are so properly organized microgreen farms there that I was like, and in India we don't know about this superfood. So I came back. That is the time when I decided AllThatGrows was in its inception. Me and my founding partner Sarthak, that time we were discussing about doing this together, and we thought, no, this is what we want to introduce in India. The microgreens, that how beneficial and how healthy they are to eat. And then with my wife Rohini, at the same time, it's like, why don't we grow them and start sending it to our friends and family? So slowly, Leaf and Life and AllThatGrows, they became homegrown brands actually.
Fantastic. I think there's a lot more which needs to be done on both these.
Oh yes,
because the market is huge, opportunity is huge,
and
mindsets are evolving.
Yes, and with AllThatGrows, our vision, our mission, you can call it, is to teach India how to grow their own food. Right now we are sitting here doing this podcast. I see a palm tree. Why can't it be a corn tree? Corn plant. It has the same effect of a palm, and you get corn to eat. A healthy, organic corn to eat. You have your show of the plant. You can replace it. You can change it with something else when the season is over. But you get something to eat as well. So our main aim is to teach India how to grow their own food, whether it's in 2 small pots, whether it's a small balcony, whether it's a terrace, or whether it's a home kitchen garden. So we want to do that.
I think this awareness is so critical, क्योंकि मैं भी आज सीख रहा हूँ, ये तो सोचा ही नहीं, ये एंगल तो कभी रियलाइज ही नहीं किया कि we buy or we install plants for effect.
Yes.
But they have a purpose also.
Yes. If you see a flower of a carrot or an onion plant, the flower, it is beautiful. It is actually beautiful. You have to Google it and see it. Onion flowers. They are amazing. They are balls of flowers. They're beautiful. So you can get the onion, you can let it be, go to the flower stage. And we need to replace our gardens with kitchen gardens. They look beautiful and they're healthy. Because whatever we are eating these days, we don't know how pure it is. So at least the real luxury is not in wearing good clothes or traveling in fancy cars. It is what you're putting inside your body.
Correct.
That's the healthy food we need to grow ourselves and eat. At least, I don't say that you can grow 100% of your food, but at least you can try and grow, say, 20%, 30%, whatever space you have. It's not tough to do that. And we have hundreds of blogs on our website on this.
What is this entire conversation about organic food? मतलब नहीं समझ आता मुझे. सब लोग बोलते हैं ये ऑर्गेनिक है, ये सुपर हेल्दी है. ऑर्गेनिक का मतलब एक्चुअली में क्या होता है?
यार ऑर्गेनिक का बेसिक मतलब होता है कि whatever you using organic practices to cultivate. If you go by scientific ways, you have to keep the land clean, properly tilled, exposed to sunlight for a couple of years before you start cultivation. Or you're converting a barren piece of land which has not been used, which has not been exposed to pesticides or fungicides or insecticides ever.
Okay.
But that is tough to find. So you have to keep the land barren, then that is also tough to find. But I say for a common man, if you grow food without using pesticide, fungicide, insecticide, or using organic ones, say neem, haldi. For example, there are hundreds of options these days, and grow your food with organic practices. That's good enough. Because we don't have a certifying agency here which certifies your produce or issues a certificate that produce of this farmer is organic. And whatever you buying and eating, have you ever asked for a certification?
Never.
You see it's organic, you buy it. How do you know it's organic? Do you get it tested before you eat it?
Exactly.
No, it's not possible. So you're trusting a vendor. So we probably need a proper mechanized system or a government agency is getting involved where the farmers get the produce certified, and that certificate is provided by the retailer eventually to the customer so that they know it's a proper organic produce.
So this is where our awareness. I think this food market, what जो आपने आज बोला, इतनी awareness lacking है ना. हम लोग we get sold on marketing.
Yes.
So true. This is how.
But I would give credit to the startup culture. You are promoting it so much, where a lot of startups are coming up locally, where people can go and see what they're buying. Okay, this is how they're producing it, and you can go and buy from them. So that is, I think, really amazing because you're watching them grow. You can visit their farms anytime. There are these kind of farms coming up all around the country, and you buy from them, then they deliver it to your home. So there are a lot of localized startups which are doing this, which is amazing. You know, we get fresh ghee now, we get good cow's milk now, we get homegrown exotic vegetables or normal vegetables. So all these startups are doing a fabulous job. And I really think the startup founders, when they start off, the integrity is brilliant.
Is there any seed or crop जो आपको लगता है इंडिया में बहुत ही underrated है अभी and जिसका potential international market में भी बहुत हो सकता है?
Lots, yeah. We are blessed to be living in a country where seed production is all kinds of seeds can be produced because we have climates, all kinds of climates here from Kashmir to Kanyakumari to east to west. We cover all climatic zones, so we can produce so much here. And I genuinely believe that India is going to become the new production hub. It was China, but I'm proud to say that in Durga Seeds, we are producing seed for China, for Japan, for Europe. We are exporting seeds to them because we have the power of competitive labor and we have a power of people who are hardworking, especially our farmers who are doing a great job. So India, I think this decade belongs to Indian seed production. You know, and we are having a great conference called the Asia Pacific Seed Congress, which is in China this year. Next year it is in India. It's in Mumbai, which is really going to promote a lot of seed production and seed sales in the country. It's a very, very prestigious conference which India will be hosting next year in Mumbai.
Wow. Yeah. So sounds super exciting because I just realized India is blessed with its location.
Yes.
Labor is available.
Yes.
We have the entire climate ecosystem from
Absolutely.
everything we have.
Absolutely.
And so matlab isme to we can do wonders.
With the current situation in Kashmir, improving Kashmir has the same climate as Europe. So whatever the Europeans are producing, we can produce that in Kashmir.
How interesting.
You know, and we have a lot of land there. A lot of great valleys. You know, so production, and before I think early 70s and 80s, we as Durga Seeds also used to produce a lot in Kashmir.
Achha.
Then obviously the situation deteriorated and the production companies stopped producing there. But they have great climate to produce high quality seed.
Any policy which you feel if you had the chance to influence for agriculture in our system?
I would genuinely feel that the government really takes into account the private players and make policies as per the good private seed companies, what they suggest. Because India's seed market is controlled more by the private sector than the public sector. Maximum seed is being produced and sold by the private sector. But there are a lot of government policies where we get stuck. You know, every state has a different licensing policies, which should be not there. If I have a selling license for Punjab, as per the Central Seed Act, I can sell anywhere in India. But Maharashtra has its own policy, Andhra has its own policy, so I have to take licenses there as well, which needs to be curtailed. Today, to me, exporting seed abroad is easier than selling seed in Maharashtra because of their agriculture policies, which is a little tough. But our seedmen from Maharashtra, with the help of government support, are really educating and working towards it. And we hope that sooner or later it will become one unified policy for the entire country, which will be
Makes
amazing.
sense. Makes absolute sense. You mentioned about Rohini, and you guys are working together. So how hard it is, you know, my wife is also part of my soul. How hard it is, in your opinion, or how great it is that to work as a couple, you know, building a company, because we are spending maximum time together. So what is your opinion on that?
I think it is amazing because when Leaf and Life was conceptualized, AllThatGrows was happening at the same time. So Rohini, it took entire care for building Leaf and Life, the brand, from scratch. And I was more involved with AllThatGrows. Later on, Rohini joined me as a partner in AllThatGrows also, and of course I am partner in Leaf and Life. But for Leaf and Life, the entire credit goes to her. She is the face of the brand. She is the one who's doing everything from managing the production to sales counters to selling to households. Everything is done by her. In AllThatGrows, I really take advantage of her design sense because she comes from a mass communication and design background. So she really helps us design our campaigns and how to design our product packaging, which has become very important now. You know, we are really focusing on packaging, and we've just about to launch live plants where we have created a beautiful designed package where we want people to take a plant instead of a bouquet to a person's home.
Brilliant.
So yeah, it should be live probably in early December. We are undergoing the shoots and all now.
Fabulous.
So it's ready. Yeah, looking forward to it.
I think ये बहुत ज़रूरी है to realize अपने partner के साथ that how we can build complementing skills.
Yes.
And then, you know,
because we all have our unique traits, right?
Yeah.
It's about complementing each other.
Yeah.
And eventually also realizing that if the wife saying this is it, then sometimes we back off.
Yeah. Because probably वो उनका sixth sense is stronger, sharper, more aware.
And we have to go back home.
Yeah. Cheers on that. What do you feel? So आज ना entrepreneurship में ना बहुत सारी talks होती हैं, बहुत सारी motivation speeches होती हैं. The government, the ecosystem, everywhere entrepreneurship is being promoted. What is your feel on it? As in, you know, I'll give you my take on it. I have really promoted entrepreneurship, but at one point of time, I realized that everybody is not built or structured to be an entrepreneur. And उसको अगर उस position में डाल दिया जाए, can never perform. I'll give you an example. Remember Sachin Tendulkar?
When he was made the captain. True.
Get my point? But as a player, as a team performer, he was excellent. But as a leader, it was very difficult for him to perform duties. So, what is your opinion? Does that make sense that everybody should be pushed?
I think everybody has a little bit of entrepreneur in them.
Right.
Some have more, some have less.
Right.
But if they get the right mentor, you know, if they get the right mentor who can get that entrepreneur out of them and hone that skill, I think anybody can be an entrepreneur in today's world. Because all you need is a product, a phone, and an Instagram account probably, or a YouTube channel, and marketing and selling product with the help of Shopify platforms like these. It's not difficult to create your website, to launch a product and sell. You know, but entrepreneurship needs mentorship. Very important.
I think to my audience, this is $1 million advice. Very quick, very sharp. Just go by it. That killer.
Thank you.
Killer. Thank you. How do you handle failures?
Oh, I love failures because very early in my life, I was a national level table tennis player, a state champion. I would never forget. It was the first tournament of our life. I was 10 years old. And our coach is, for us, he's the best player in the world that time. Because we are learning to play. And we participate in a tournament. Obviously, we all lost in the first round. And then we are all kids, 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 11-year-old, 12 years old, gathered कि सर का मैच है. तो सर मैच में जाते हैं और वो हार जाते हैं. और हम रोना शुरू कर देते कई बच्चे तो कि हमारे सर हार गए. उनको तो चैंपियन बनना चाहिए था. He is the best player in the world. वो तो फर्स्ट राउंड में हार गए. There he comes out and he's like, what happened? He's like, आप कैसे हार गए? हमने तो अभी खेलना शुरू कर दिया. आप तो कब से खेल रहे हो? आप क्यों हार गए? कहते हैं आप हारोगे ज़्यादा, आप जीतोगे तो कभी-कभी. So how to take defeat and rise up is the most important thing sport teaches us. Because there are so many. You play 100 tournaments, you probably end up winning 5, 6, maybe 1 in the entire year. You know, but you don't stop the process. You don't stop working hard. You don't stop participating in tournaments for that victory. You know, so failures and defeat happen probably every day. But how you move forward after taking the lesson from the defeat and conquer the victory later on is what makes you stand out.
I think every failure is a lesson.
Yes.
And we should all embrace it. You know, taking it on our chin and smiling it and learning and moving forward.
Because someone I don't remember the name. He said, "What teaches best?" He's like, failure.
Yes.
Nothing teaches better than that.
Even Ashneer Gaur bhi ye bolta hai.
Fact. But it's a fact. Yeah.
How do you balance your work life? I'm sure you do it extremely well. But for our audience, we need tips, from people.
When I had the privilege of meeting Mr. Ajay Piramal last month, thanks to Entrepreneurs Organization. So we traveled to Mumbai in the morning, had a 2-hour interaction with him, and I asked him the same question. Sir, what about work-life balance? And he was very simple. Family, then work. But at your age, work should be the priority. And yes, your family is very important. I'm not telling you to ignore it. But prioritize work and of course make time for family. But that time should be quality. Sitting around on your phone with the family members is not spending time with family. So it's for me also, this was 2 months back. So I realized that yes, a lot of times I'm sitting, my kids are playing and I'm on my phone. So now when I reach home, I normally put my phone on charging.
And leave it away.
Yeah, and I'm saying even if they're playing, I like to be there around them with my phone not accessible. Because if it buzzes, it's human instinct to go pick it up. And we are all involved in so many things that the phone is always buzzing. You don't, whether you pick it up at 3 a.m., you have an email from some country which is awake that time. So I genuinely try to go home and put my phone aside. And I've taught my daughter, who's 10 now, that if my phone is there on the dining table, she takes it away. This is no phone time.
I think छोटे-छोटे जो disciplinary हम लोग ये actions लेते हैं ना, makes a lot of sense.
We are teaching this to our kids. We have to teach them early. I saw the documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. And everybody who's worked in Facebook, Google, YouTube, what do they tell them? Keep your kids away from it. Avoid social sites as much as you can. So I've told my daughter, I was like, you'll get a cell phone at 16. She's like, 16? I was like, yeah, Kati, but if I need it earlier, I was like, change your parents. Yeah, मैं तो 16 में मिलेगा. But I know probably it's not possible, but we can try. We can try to keep them as away and ourselves as well. But it's tough. It is tough.
पर ये ज़्यादा मत बोलना, change your parents. वो register हो जाती है.
True. I agree.
How does a typical day in your routine life moves like?
My best day is that I get up early in the morning, play golf.
Okay.
9 holes of golf. Have breakfast, come back home, get ready, go to work. 7 o'clock my work finishes. Go home, spend time with kids, watch an hour of TV and sleep.
Retire by 10.
That's my retire by 11.
Okay.
That's my best day. If I'm not playing golf, then I try to go to the gym at around 9 a.m. because my work starts late. My work starts around 11 because we end up late. We end up by 7:30 in the evening.
I saw one video of yours working out at a gym. So what is that about? So
that's I go to this gym called UR Fitness. They're personalized fitness studio where you get a trainer on your head, and I need a trainer on my head, to motivate me. So I have one of their first clients, and he's my neighbor also. So probably they were shooting me, and probably they got a good shot, so they used it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that is where I noticed.
So it's a great fitness studio.
Coming back to farming. So there's a question we noted that India mein, agro mein, now technology adoption is rising.
Yeah.
Is it slow or we are ahead of other countries?
No, it's very slow.
Why?
Because the land holdings is limited here. A farmer is poor. We have very small land holdings. And to implement technology, you need comparatively bigger land holding because technology is coming from the Western world. And there the land holdings are big because there's no labor. So technology is getting made there and then coming here, which is tough. Whatever technology our Indian startups are making, they are getting implemented at a good pace because they factor in the small land holding size. But yes, now a lot of farmers are using apps which tells them when to water, when not to water, the weather conditions, the soil condition. So they are very helpful.
Makes sense.
And it's only going to increase. The technology part is only going to increase. Like microgreens. It's a very nascent age. They are infants right now and they are only going to grow big.
So what are the actual benefits of microgreens? Because जैसे organic बोलते हैं ना वैसे microgreens की भी debates हैं.
बड़ी exciting चीज है हाँ.
So what is your opinion कि इसके exactly health benefits क्या हैं?
There are studies which you Google them. I still remember there's a study by University of Maryland, USA, one of the initial studies. And microgreens have, some of them have up to 20 to 40 times more nutrition, not percent.
40x.
Yes. So if you're having a radish, you're getting say 10 value of nutrition. If you have a radish microgreen, you have 200 or 400. Yeah, 20 to 40 times depending on broccoli. I think is 20, radish is 40. So radish is the most commonly eaten microgreen because it's easiest to grow. So 20x. So that's huge.
That's phenomenal.
Imagine if you get this thing to a country which is malnourished. It can change the whole concept of the nutrition in that particular country. It's so easy. आपको normal radish उगाने में around 30 to 40 days लगते हैं. Microgreen ready हो जाता है 5 days में. आपको broccoli उगाने में around 65 to 70 days लगते हैं. Broccoli microgreen ready हो जाता है 8-9 days में. So imagine you getting 20 to 40x nutrition to 1/3 to 1/4 the time.
So in your opinion, so I see lack of two things. One is awareness.
Yes.
One is intention.
Yes.
So why are the countries not doing this?
No, we see it is a very new concept here. In fact, AllThatGrows is the company which introduced the concept of microgreens. If you go on YouTube and Google TEDx microgreen, there's only one talk of mine.
Okay.
That's about it. So I would say the awareness is happening. We are getting a lot of customers from all over the country who are getting into the microgreen growing business. So I'm proud to say that if in India there are 100 microgreen growers, 90 are our customers. Because we not only help them with quality seeds, we also help them solve their problems. That how to grow. If they are facing any issues while growing, we try to help them out. Because we know their success is our success. So it's happening, but the pace is say a little slow, I would say. But slowly or gradually, I think in 5 to 10 years time, I want that microgreens should be sold on every thela and ready in the country. Because it's that nutritious. You know, it's very important.
Now this is the next question. Very interesting question है. ये plant-based meat and protein क्या है भाई?
Yeah, plant-based meat का तो मुझे पता नहीं है because I have not experienced it first and I have not eaten it.
Likewise, but there's so much now brands and labels.
I don't know, but plant-based protein I have been consuming since the past 5-6 years. I have pea protein by this brand called Univet, which is again an Indian startup brand, and I love it. And I think I started having it in 2018 or 19.
Oh, that's
and
5-6
since
years.
then I literally have it every day.
Achha.
It's not about that I am working out or not.
Okay.
It's so light on my body. It's easy to digest. I'm lactose intolerant, so I could never have whey.
Okay.
Right? So for me, this was amazing way to have my protein because your body needs protein. So I vouch by the pea protein. What I have, I think it's phenomenal. There's rice protein available. I've tried that also. It's very light on your body. I can have a full breakfast after that. Otherwise, if you had whey protein,
it's
filling. Yeah,
filling.
This is not filling.
Filling and sometimes bloating also.
Yes. So I really like the product.
If you have the opportunity in your heart that you would get to work on one project, which अभी क्या होता है ना हम लोग sometimes we have to work for an entire system. But अगर मन में पूछा जाए किसी को कि अगर आपको अपने हिसाब से एक प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करना हो, what would that be?
One project out of my projects or any?
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
Could be anything. Probably you'll say, I want to build cars.
I would love to get into mentorship of these agri businesses or startups.
Okay.
I would love to do that.
I think that is something much needed also.
Yeah, I would love to do that. If I had time, I would love to for 1 year, AllThatGrows customer line was picked up by me.
Oh.
I used to love talking to clients. I used to love listening to their problems. And it used to test my knowledge also, that I am doing this, am I capable of handling? Because only if I can answer their question, I will create a customer support team which can handle their queries. So even today, my customer support team, I tell them, any customer, he's not happy with you, you need to link it to me. I'll speak to that customer. Whether I have to talk to 10 customers a day or 100 customers a day, I will talk to them. They need to be happy. So if customers tell me that we are not able to grow this seed for ABC reason, we end up sending them the seed and I'm like, I will help you. This is my personal number. Let's grow it together. I'll move with you. And they're like, one customer asked me that, why do you give so much time or you giving me free seed? I was like, because if you're able to grow this, you're my customer for life. You know, I am not targeting you for a one-time buy. I want to create you into a gardener so that you become my customer for life. And you will never forget us because we are the one who was inculcating this positive change in your life, in your daily routine. So would love to do that.
I think you need to figure out a way to make time for that.
I would love to. I would do it eventually.
Yes.
I would. Yeah.
Tell us something. How is climate change affecting agriculture? हमने अपने, in the recent past, we have clearly noticed, अगर हम North India की बात करें, the winter months are lesser, but harsher. The monsoon has shifted. There's a lot of change which has happened. How it has affected the economy in agriculture, and what do you think should be, a few tips we should keep in mind?
Yeah, I frankly, climate change is real, and it's happening all over the world.
Right.
Not only India.
Absolutely.
This February was comparatively very hot. Last February was comparatively colder. Right? So in 1 month only you see this variation.
Right.
Right now we're in November.
Right.
We are not even wearing a thin layer of jacket or a sweater.
Right.
Otherwise we would be. I got married on 31st October. It was cold.
Okay.
Right? 2009.
Okay.
And right now on 31st October we were wearing half sleeve shirts.
Correct.
Right? So climate change is affecting agriculture in a very big way. And seed production is becoming tougher. See, when you grow vegetables, it's normally a 30, 40, 50, 70 day cycle. Seed production is 5 to 6 months. So we sow now in October, we harvest in April. Right? If you sow a vegetable right now to consume a vegetable, you'll be getting it maximum by December. Some you'll get in November, some you'll get in October, December, some you'll get in January. But seed ke liye 6 mahine chahiye. And for 6 months we need from say this, we are in autumn right now, we need autumn, we need winter, then we need early summer and spring. Because the seed formation starts when the temperature changes. Starts changing from cold to warm. Right? And finally the harvesting happens when it is relatively hot in April and May. So these variations are very important, which are not happening. So it is impacting the entire world in a huge way, and we are facing a lot of trouble in producing quality seed because of this.
So all the brands you have built, you feel you have attained success?
No, not even close.
What is your vision for the next 5 years in all three?
For Durga Seeds, I would like to expand to newer markets, to newer export markets, to few of the my father created a brand which nationally we are present at most of the states, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari to Mizoram, Nagaland to Rajasthan. We're there everywhere. But in export market, we started in 2008. So right now, I think there are like 180 plus countries in the world. And we are only there in around 26, 27 right now. So the potential is huge. In AllThatGrows, so we are a baby right now. We have to really, really make sure that most of our country, who are, whether they are kids over the age of 14, 15, or where there's people in the age bracket of 80, 90, retired people, everybody has tried their hand at growing something. As easy as coriander, which we use every day. हिंदुस्तान में तो हर सब्जी के ऊपर धनिया डालते हैं. easiest crop to grow. Hardly any problem. 30 days में ready हो जाता है. तो everybody should at least grow their own coriander यार. Their own palak, the best source of iron. You know, iron deficiencies are getting so common these days. अपनी पालक हुआ वो भी 30 दिन में तैयार हो जाती है. उगाओ खाओ. And once you grow your own food and eat it, you realize the taste is different. The freshness makes it worth it. So yeah, there are miles to go, and leaf and life, of course, leaf and life as well. Right now, we are not even able to teach the entire Tri-City what microgreens is. So the potential here only is huge. You know, still people think it as an exotic item which is used for decoration in the restaurants.
Correct.
Right? So we have to make it our staple. कि रायत हम घर में रायते में डालते हैं माइक्रोग्रीन, हम दाल के ऊपर डाल देते हैं, हम सैंडविचेस में डालते हैं, हम पिज्जा के ऊपर डालते हैं, हर चीज में माइक्रोग्रीन डाल के खाते हैं. एक मुट्ठी रोज माइक्रोग्रीन खाओ and your nutrition is set. Even we don't end up doing it actually. I won't lie. Even sometimes we say यार हफ्ते 2 हफ्ते हो गए माइक्रोग्रीन नहीं खाए, जबकि we are producing, it's always available because it's not in our culture. Cook change हुआ, suppose for example वो habit चली गई, then someone will remember oh microgreens नहीं खाए, again you make sure कि भैया ये डालना है या दे दो हमें. So yeah, miles to go before I think I am even remotely successful.
So I got that underlying hint from you जब आपने कहा ना 180 countries हैं और अभी हम सिर्फ कुछ countries में. You know, usually people say हम इतनी countries में हैं, but I like that कि the world is a playground and there's far and far to grow.
I have thanks to my industry, I have traveled to some of the most amazing countries or places in the world. For example, Senegal, for example, Uruguay, you know, say Mombasa in Kenya. When you go there and you see, it's a different world. You know, like Uruguay people, I thought it's probably such a happy country. The weather there was that time in May was pathetic, but it was a happy country. People were dancing in the streets. The culture was different. You get to experience so much. And the beauty of our industry is that if I'm traveling to a country where you are picking me up, you're my client or you're my customer or we have a business meeting, our industry hosts very well. And आप हमें दिखाओगे क्या, खेतों में ले जाओगे ना, ये crop है, so you end up seeing the countryside, which no tourist would ever go to. So you actually get the feel of the country. You meet the farmers of that country, who are the real people of the country. The farmers make the country. So that's thanks to our industry. I'm blessed to be part of this industry where I get to travel and to see all these beautiful different places and meet wonderful people.
Experiences.
Yeah, which I really treasure.
Is it hard to manage multiple businesses?
Actually, I would not say it's hard or it's easy. I would say it depends on your motivation.
Right.
Some days you're motivated. Some days if you're not feeling physically fit, it becomes a challenge. Even I get up someday and say, why did I start this startup? You know, my life was fine. I was doing okay. But some days I think, thank God I did this. You know? So it's sometimes there's some days where you're not feeling up to it, but overall, I think it's about the motivation.
I think it's like just like a game of golf, right?
Yeah.
You know, one good
shot,
swing and one shot
you
gets
might
you back.
Today morning I was having a crappy round, but I finished it off with a birdie. So I forgot everything before that. So it's actually, you're right. Golf is such a beautiful sport. I've been a sportsman all my life. I've played from cricket to basketball to table tennis, of course, everything. But everywhere there you're reacting. So whatever you're practicing, even if you say for example cricket, a ball comes, you will instinctively react. Whether you want to hit a shot, whether you want to defend. Table tennis, when the ball comes, you instinctively react. But golf, the ball is lying there. So it's all up here. If you know how to clear your mind then and hit a good shot, that's how.
That's what it teaches.
That's what it teaches. You know, it's all up in the mind.
तो हम ना at MySo यही करते हैं. हम बोलते हैं कि आप अपना मैनेज करो बिजनेस, हम आपका ऑफिस मैनेज करते हैं.
That's amazing. You guys are doing a wonderful job.
And
we love the energy. As soon as I enter your place, the energy is brilliant.
Thank you.
I love it. I want the same energy in my startup. You know,
I'm sure
it's
you're doing that.
Yeah, we're trying to.
So let's get back to golf.
Yeah.
You know, I have noticed आप तीनों seasons में चंडीगढ़ golf league में आपने participate किया.
Yeah.
And when the league happens, the entire city is on fire.
Yeah.
What is your relation कि आप दो teams कैसे manage कर रहे हो?
Yeah, दो teams. The story behind it is that I called up my brother-in-law, Sid, who's an elder brother and a mentor. I really look up to him. I told him, Paji, we need to buy this golf team. There's a league happening, and we need to buy a team. He's like, why should we buy a team, Manga? Because we are not good golfers. Nobody will pick us up. So to play, we need to buy a team. So कहता हाँ, fair point. So we thought, okay, we'll buy a team. So I registered one team that we are getting. So Sid is part of this group called YPO. Like EO, there's YPO. So YPO, 2-3 of his YPO colleagues were making another team. So he's like, Sid, you join us. So he said, no, I'm committed to Karan. You know that we are buying a team together. So then he's like, okay, let's buy 2. That's how we got 2 teams.
How wonderful.
But we are passionate about both the teams, and both the teams have done reasonably well this season. And we are very passionate golfers. We are 5 of us who own these 2 teams, and we are all very passionate golfers. So that passion shows.
So same 5 people, both
teams. Yes, same 5 people, 4 teams, and the passion shows. Okay. The love for the game, and we're all sportsmen. You know, so that reflects. That's why I'm involved.
Yeah. So during this peak, does it affect your day-to-day routine at work?
Totally, absolutely. It's golf, which takes over everything. My wife cribs, my children crib, my office staff cribs, my startup people crib, everybody cribs. Because then it's golf meetings, you watching your players play. If you are not playing, then you're going to watch the team play. You know, it's then there are meetings of the team combinations, and for us, everything becomes 2x because of the 2 teams. So for that 1 month and a half, it's
crazy.
It's really crazy, but between us, I enjoy it. It's fun
because you like the game.
We like the game, and it's our closest feel we can get to the IPL kind of involvement in the team management.
Absolutely.
Where will you get this experience of managing a team, managing 18 players, 18 different egos, 18 different players? You learn so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know about human behavior, about managing people. It's actually a lesson in managing people, because we have players from 80-year-old to a 21-year-old. So to manage their egos, questions, it is a great learning experience as well. It makes you humble.
Yes.
Because you hear them ranting, they praise you also, but they tell you also on your face that this is not done, and everybody thinks they know better. You know, and a lot of them know better. They are better golfers. They have played the sport for a longer period of time, and we as owners, we try to involve a lot of people in decision making. So that also helps us learn new things from all kinds of people.
So my last question to you is, you know, killing it with golf only, that all 3 seasons. So eventually, when the season is over, when you go back home and everything is over, so what do you feel? That is it an emotional decision to be a part of the game, or is it somewhere back of the mind there is a monetary benefit?
No, not at all monetary benefit. Because see, we are Punjabis. Monetary benefit has happened because of Punjabi egos. Yeah. Otherwise, for us, it's pure passion. And when the league finishes, it's actually, it takes me a couple of days to switch off. Because I remember this time when I went to work, it felt I've come on holiday. You know, because I think, what am I supposed to do here now? But and there were phone calls reduced dramatically. Say if I get 20 phone calls a day, golf time you get 30, 10 extra, right? But they vanish because everybody's gone back to work, because most of them are working professionals. Everybody is taking out time, whether we are owners, whether they are players, everybody's working. So everybody goes back to their normal routines, their normal 4 balls they are playing with, including me. You know, otherwise you're playing with the team. But then as soon as it finishes, we also want to play with friends and chill. Everybody wants to. So it's not at all monetary for us, for sure. In fact, we have a partnership deed, and we have listed. We have lucky to have great sponsors who back us, who understand the game and have been part of our journey since 3 years. For example, Sushma has been part of ours. She's been sponsoring us for 3 years. Omara has been sponsoring us for 2 years, the jewelry store. And we have written that whatever extra we have at the end of the season in the bank account, we spend that on the upliftment of the game. We don't take it home. So we have never taken out a penny. Okay, we made a surplus or it's got saved from the sponsorships, or we've got this year we've got I think 1 lakh for one team and 50,000 for one team. But it all will be spent on upliftment of the game. Like last year we sponsored a caddy tournament.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So this year if we have money left, we will again try to sponsor a few caddies, because we really want the sport to grow. This is a beautiful sport.
I agree. You know, I have a few well-wishers and friends who pushed me into it.
Oh, yeah.
And I have thoroughly enjoyed my stint.
The only sport which you join and say, damn, I should have joined earlier. And the only sport where you want to get old.
Yeah.
You always want to go from the blue to the white team. So it is. And what a better start to a day than going in the nature, walking in manicured, landscaped gardens. The best, playing a sport and chatting with friends and laughing. Yeah. You know? Yeah. What a better, that's the best start.
It's the best therapy.
Yeah, best therapy.
Yeah. So while closing this podcast, you know, anything you would want to, you know, make people aware about कि microgreens, अगर हम North Indian की बात ही करें, तो microgreens जो अपने life में, अपने घर में कैसे आपसे या अपने आप से कैसे inculcate करें?
यार इंडिया में ना we all used to eat sprouts. ठीक है, हर घर का कल्चर है, चाहे वो नॉर्थ इंडिया और साउथ इंडिया, स्प्राउट्स सब खाते हैं. स्प्राउट्स में क्या होता है, आप सीड खा रहे हो, और सीड को आप जब खरीदते हो तो आप उसको टेस्ट नहीं करते कि उसमें कोई बैक्टीरियल या फंगल इन्फेक्शन तो नहीं है. ठीक है, आप लेते हो, आप उसको अच्छी तरह वॉश करते हो, बट उससे फूड पॉइजनिंग का डर रहता है. इनफैक्ट यूएस और यूरोप में ये केस हुआ, एंड दे फाउंड आउट कि इट वाज बिकॉज ऑफ अ कॉमन बैक्टीरिया व्हिच ग्रू ऑन द सीड. जो स्प्राउट्स लोगों ने खाए तो उससे हो गया. सो दे वांटेड एन अल्टरनेटिव. दैट्स हाउ माइक्रोग्रीन केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस. हम सबको व्हीट ग्रास पता है. वी ऑल, एवरी फैमिली हैज अ कैंसर सर्वाइवर, यू नो, और अ पर्सन अफेक्टेड विद इट. सबसे पहले क्या था, व्हीट ग्रास जूस पियो. व्हीट ग्रास इज अ माइक्रोग्रीन स्टेज ऑफ व्हीट. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स पोटेंट, यू नो. सो स्प्राउट से माइक्रोग्रीन में शिफ्ट इसलिए हुआ कि उन्होंने टेस्ट किया कि जब माइक्रोग्रीन स्टेज और स्प्राउटिंग स्टेज में, क्या स्प्राउट में भी सेम बेनिफिट था. दे वर आल्सो मल्टीपल टाइम, मतलब 20-40 टाइम एक्सेस हायर न्यूट्रिशन. सो माइक्रोग्रीन में भी सेम था, बट उसमें आप सीड नहीं खा रहे. तो वो क्या होता है, इट इज रिस्क फ्री. आपने अच्छी तरह धोना है बस, और उसमें स्प्रे की कोई गुंजाइश ही नहीं है. तो इवन अ कमर्शियल फार्म, इतनी छोटी स्टेज पे कोई स्प्रे नहीं होता. तो यू कैन नो इट 100% कि ये जो मैं खा रहा हूँ ये ऑर्गेनिक ही है, अनलेस द सॉइल मीडियम इज करप्टेड. बट देन ऑल्सो इट डजंट मैटर, बिकॉज एटलीस्ट ऊपर से तो स्प्रे नहीं है. सो इट इज वन ऑफ द प्योरेस्ट फॉर्म्स व्हिच कैन नॉट बी अडल्टरेटेड, यू नो, and it is super healthy. And sprouts we've been eating, so it's just a next stage. Sprout is a baby which is born. This is a toddler, and the nutrition is unbelievable. So we must grow our own microgreens and eat them. All of us, radish is the easiest. Start with that and then move further.
I think, you know, I would love if you could share a few links,
sure,
which I'm going to attach to this podcast, so that people can get self-aware.
Perfect.
And especially if it's, you know, spoken by you and your channel.
Sure.
So और मजा आएगा.
Done. We'll do that.
Thank you, Karan. Thank you for
so
coming
much.
to my show.
It was a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.